And you're live here in Oregon City, Oregon, as the Lake Oswego Lakers look to take on the Oregon City Pioneers here on this cold, windy night.
Yeah, it should be a good one, Corey. Always tough to win on the road, but the Lakers, if they do their jobs correctly, should come away with a victory tonight.
Lake Oswego is undefeated on the year, and they're looking to win this one and remain undefeated and win the league.
Yeah, and they also want to stay strong going into playoff play. Don't want to have any let-ups near the end of the year. And also staying healthy would be a really good thing to have here going into the playoffs.
Lake Oswego has deferred, and Oregon City will be receiving in the first half as Griffin Graves kicks off, and there's the opening kickoff. Caught by number 48, returned down to the 24. Solid return for Oregon City.
Good wrap-up tackle there by Neil Wagner. That's what you like to see on kickoff teams. Oregon City will start with the ball at the 25-yard line.
Ref calls time. Refs look into the Oregon City sideline. They're ready for play. 1st and 10 from the Oregon City 25. Oregon City's in a pistol formation. Quarterback drops, throws to his right side. Low throw, but the receiver goes down and gets it for a 4-yard gain.
Good catch, good short hook route right there. Corners playing backing off, and nice easy pass for a good completion on 1st down.
Catch by number 8, Matthew Odes. So quarterback number 15, John Hall, in the pistol formations, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. He's going to hand it off to the running back up the middle. Barely no gain. Great pursuit by Lakers. Multiple Lakers in on the tackle.
Great wrap-up tackle there by Nick Underwood, filling the hole in the middle. There was a hole there for a minute. Good job by the Oregon City offensive line to open that up. Great job by the Lake Oswego linebacking core to close it down quickly.
Nick Underwood in on the tackle, as well as Neil Wagner. As Lake Oswego's only got 3 down linemen. Austin Font, Spencer Anderson, and Reed Martin. Mitch Lomax gets a good blitz. And Neil Wagner comes from the backside to make the tackle after a 1-yard gain, and that's going to force this to be a 4th and 2 at Oregon City's 33-yard line. And let's see if Oregon City decides, and yes, it does appear that they are going to go for it here.
Great job by Neil Wagner on that last play, coming down the line of scrimmage, making sure you get him down in the backfield, not letting him pick up that 1st down to force this 4th down.
Oregon City in a wing set, 2 tight ends, a tight end on each side. Fumbled snap in the legs. Michael Weiss is in on the recovery, and that's an Oregon City turnover. Bad snap, quarterback wasn't able to get in on it, and the Weiss man gets in on it.
Yeah, it's a risky run when you go for it on 4th down in your own territory. Now Lake Oswego will take over with great field position, and they've been really good this year at capitalizing off of turnovers in opponents' territory.
Michael Weiss, the senior linebacker, gets in on the fumble and recovers it. And that will be Lake Oswego 1st and 10 at the Oregon City 32. Great field position here for the Lakers. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left, running back J.B. Holmes in the backfield. Jack Anderson in motion. Rupi hands off to J.B. Holmes. J.B. Holmes got some room on the outside, but is tackled at the 29.
Good job right there by Austin Bjorken for Oregon City, getting a good wrap-up tackle, not letting J.B. Holmes get to the edge. He's been really great about getting to that edge and getting the corner and getting into the end zone.
Justin Rupi gets the play call from Coach Corey on the sideline. Justin Rupi in the shotgun with J.B. Holmes back there, Mitch Lomax and Wagner at the tight end. Palomini and Griffin on the left side. Rupi takes a snap. Hands off to Holmes to the right side. Holmes runs over one of the players, but is dragged down after a good gain of about 10 yards, and that's a Lake Oswego 1st down.
Great job right there by the right side of that offensive line for Elo. Big gaping hole for Holmes. He hit it hard, and good job finishing through the hit, going through the tackle, and falling forward to get those extra 2 yards.
Lake Oswego offensive line has created big holes here early as it looks like they're winning the battle up front right now.
Jack Anderson's gone in at quarterback now for the Lakers into that wild jack formation that we saw last week.
Jack Anderson takes it himself, runs up the middle, makes one tackler miss, and almost gets an opening, but is dragged down after a 6-yard gain.
That was a great job there by Jack in the backfield with that jump cut. Looked like he might be stopped for a loss behind the line, but he made a couple guys miss, got forward for a solid first down gain.
Rupee back in at quarterback, Griffin to the right, Palomini to the left. I formation, Rupee under center, JB Holmes in the backfield, Nick Underwood at fullback. Rupee takes a snap, hands off to the left side. JB Holmes up the middle, gets some running room. He's going to get near the first down. They might need to measure this one, and I think they are going to call for a measurement. Nope, the ref signals it. First down, Lake Oswego inside the 10-yard line.
Great job by Reed Penny and Nick Underwood there leading the way with the blocks. JB Holmes following right behind his big offensive line, picking up the first down.
Spencer Anderson now in at running back, and Nick Amaker came in at receiver for Connor Griffin. Rupee under center, takes a snap, hands off to Anderson. Anderson's got a big hole up the middle and almost in. He's a yard short, but a great blocking up front, and he's going to get down to the 1-yard line, make that 2-yard line.
Once again, LO offensive line dominating up front early in the trenches. Big holes for the running backs to run through. If Oregon City wants any chance at staying in this game, they're going to have to win the battle up front.
Lake Oswego in their goal line set. JB Holmes back in the backfield. Nick Underwood in motion to the left. Hand off to JB Holmes up the middle. He's going to spin his way towards the end zone and reaches across for a touchdown, Lake Oswego.
Nice spin move there by JB Holmes. Getting the ball across is kind of a risky move to stick the ball out right there. It is vulnerable for fumbles, but he ends up in the end zone. That's what you like to see if you're LO.
Lake Oswego puts on 6, and Griffin Graves is going to make this 7 if he can sink this one. And the kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Yeah, I think it pushed it right there a little bit, Corey.
Wide right, and the extra point is no good. Lake Oswego now only up 6-0, but a great opening drive for the both offense and defense of LO.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better start if you're the Lakers on the road. Try and silence this crowd, get in the end zone, and get your defense back on the field and let them make plays like they have all year long.
Oregon City looked like they were getting little chunks of yards, and they are moving the ball semi-efficiently until that 4th down fumble.
Yeah, it was an interesting call to go for it on 4th down that deep in your own territory this early. If you're up around midfield, I may agree with that call, but back at your own 30 to 35 yard line, that's just too good a field position to give this LO offense.
Lake Oswego will kick with 7:38 here in the first quarter. Griffin Graves. Griffin Graves ready to go, signals to his team. And the kick is a short one down to the 20, and it's going to bounce out of bounds, and that's going to be illegal procedure on Griffin Graves for kicking it out of bounds.
You hate to see that. It's going to give Oregon City pretty good field position to start out the game. Or start out this drive, rather.
Oregon City back in that pistol formation. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Running back behind the quarterback. Quarterback's ready to go. Hands off up the middle. Running back bounces out to the left, shows some good speed, and he's got the outside, and he's going to get pushed out after a 12-yard gain for the first down.
Yeah, LO lost contained on that outside there. I think it was Romello Washington. Also Jordan Horak, I think, missed a tackle in there. Got to wrap up. Can't let him get to the edge. Job of the contained guys, you really need to keep the running back going up the middle, force them back into your linebackers so they can make a tackle.
On Oregon City's part, that was great blocking by the receivers downfield. Oregon City in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right this time. Handoff up the middle to the running back. Puts his head down. He's going to get a gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, so far it looks like this Oregon City offensive line doing a pretty job at getting a good push up front against the Lakers' stout defensive line in Austin Fonts and Spencer Anderson. So they're doing a pretty good job so far. We'll see if Lake Oswego will make some adjustments later in the game to counter that.
And Austin Fonts' helmet comes off, and that's going to bring in senior defensive tackle Ryan Hill. Oregon City in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Handoff to the running back, and he's stuffed. Has great penetration from Nick Underwood and Spencer Anderson.
See, that's a great job. That's one of the things that can counter that offensive line up front, bring in some more pressure, getting into the backfield early and blowing up the play before it even happens.
Oregon City in the shotgun again. Lake Oswego, 3 down linemen. Fonts is back in on this play. Throws it down deep downfield, but the quarterback overthrows an open receiver.
Yeah, he had him beat there. Jack Anderson, known for his interceptions, got a little bit anxious on that pump fake, was going to undercut the route. It was a double move route. He had him open, just overthrew him by a couple yards.
And Oregon City this time will punt. Oregon City will punt here on 4th and 7. The punt is deep back to Jack Anderson. Jack Anderson's going to take no risk and fair catch this one. And so LO will get the ball at their own 16-yard line. This high-powered Lake Oswego offense comes out onto the field.
Yeah, this is the worst field position LO's had in the last couple weeks. Obviously, last week at Lake Ridge, they had great starting field position for most of the game. So we'll see if they can have the ability to put a long drive together and get in the end zone this time.
Rupi looking over to the sideline. Seems like there's some confusion.
Looks like there may have been some personnel issues in there.
Neil Wagner comes running in. Lake Oswego's in the I formation. Rupi handoff to Holmes. Holmes got some good blocking in front of him, and he's going to get the first down on this one. 11-yard gain.
Good job. The LO offensive line is doing a great job of getting downfield. You saw Austin Fonts there getting off the original block and moving downfield to get to the secondary level block, and those are the blocks that really allow you to get the ball downfield quickly if you're a running back.
And it seems like this Lake Oswego line is just so much bigger than Oregon City's line, as all the Lake Oswego linemen are well above 200. Rupi in the I formation throws it out to Jack Anderson on a screen pass. Great blocking by Connor Griffin in front of him. And Jack Anderson's going to get pushed out at around the 50-yard line. That's well enough for the first down.
That's a great job by Justin Rupi there, reading outside, seeing that they had man coverage and just getting the ball out of his hands quick. That's the key. When you get it out of your hands quick, the linebackers don't have time to flow to the outside. You end up with one-on-one on the outside. Connor Griffin makes a great block downfield. Jack picks up good yardage and a first down for LO.
And Justin Rupi again in the I formation. Palomini and Griffin to the right. Holmes in the backfield. Rupi takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looking downfield, and he's going to throw it to the sideline. Short ball, and that's not going to be intercepted. As batted away, but Nick Palomini did a great job of hitting the cornerback before he could pull it in.
Yeah, great play right there by Nick Palomini. Not a great read there by Justin Rupi. Nothing was open. You probably would have liked to see him tuck it and run right there. The Oregon City secondary had that play pretty well defensed, and not a great throw by Justin Rupi. But once the ball got there, Nick saw that he wasn't going to be able to make a play on it. His number one job becomes as a defender to make sure there's no interception.
Jack Anderson now in at quarterback in that Wild Jack offense. Nick Underwood back there with him. Anderson takes a snap, hands off to Underwood. Underwood's got a huge hole. He's going to run over the safety, and he's going to be down to the 37 of Oregon City.
That's a great zone read play right there by the Lakers. It's got a lot of potential on both ways. If Jack keeps that, he's dynamic with the ball in his hands, as is Nick Underwood, as you saw right there, picking up the first down. And LO's doing a good job of just gashing Oregon City here and moving at a pretty fast pace. It looks like their defense is already starting to get tired.
The clock's ticking down towards 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Rupee's going to be in the shotgun. Griffin alone to the right. Washington, power mini. Oh, runs a little trickery here by Lake Oswego. And they get a solid gain. Rupee faked like it was a high snap, and the snap went to straight to the running back, Holmes, who ran up the middle and got a gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, good job by Justin Rupee. Good solid fake right there. The goal of the offense, get the ball into the hands of the running back, and you got to be creative with the ways that you do that, and that was just a little bit of that creativity that you saw right there. One thing that I am noticing here, Corey, is that they're not playing a safety over the top. They're playing a lot of man coverage. I'm going to see if Connor Griffin, maybe they go deep for him here in a little bit.
Jack Anderson now back at quarterback. Jack will hand it off again to Nick Underwood. Nick Underwood makes 2 tacklers miss and is now inside the 20, down to about the 19-yard line.
Boy, he really runs hard. I don't think I've seen anyone take him down after first contact. Runs a lot like Marshawn Lynch kind of does. Wide-footed, good balance. One guy hits him. If you're not going to wrap up, you'll just fall off him. He'll keep going. You'll be on the ground.
A very tough football player, Nick Underwood. Just seems to be so tough and puts his head down into contact, not afraid of anything.
Absolutely, and that's what you love out at your fullback at that position.
Anderson still in at quarterback. Underwood's going to lead block for Anderson this time. And Anderson's got very little on this one, about 3 yards.
Yeah, if you're Oregon City, LO's really running the ball well against you. You're going to want to start stacking the box. Put 8, 9 guys up in the box. Make LO beat you with the pass, which they probably will be able to do with Connor Griffin and Nick Palomini out wide, but you got to force them to do that. Running the ball is just too easy. You're not going to get turnovers out of that. You already saw earlier they tried to throw it deep, almost got an interception. Got to make them throw the football against you to beat you.
Jack Anderson still in at quarterback. Remember, Jack Anderson had a beautiful touchdown pass last week. Let's see if he goes to the air again. Fakes a handoff, goes up the middle. He's going to bounce this one to the outside. But he's going to get down to the 10, near the first down, but I think he's a yard short here.
Yeah, good job by Jack reading the play, seeing that there was nothing really there up the middle, bouncing it to the outside, trying to pick up a couple of extra yards.
Rupee back in at quarterback. As Lake Oswego is going to go to their goal line formation almost. No receivers. J.B. Holmes in the backfield. Underwood in motion. Hand off to Holmes up the middle to the left side, and he's going to get about 2 or 3 yards, and that's good enough for a Lake Oswego first down.
That's a great kick-out block there by Nick Underwood. You saw him coming across in motion. Need to pick up those 2 yards to get the first down. Good job of making sure the defensive end doesn't get into the backfield for a loss. Lake Oswego picks up the first down. Good job.
And it looks like Rupee is in at quarterback, and I think they might be sticking to that goal line formation. No receivers. 3 tight ends. Wagner to the left, Mitch Lomax to the right, and Nick Underwood also on the right side. J.B. Holmes in the backfield. Underwood in motion, but he's going to stay on the right side this time. Fake handoff, and he's got Mitch Lomax wide open in the end zone. That's a touchdown, Lake Oswego.
That's a well-designed play. Good setup. You saw him set it up throughout the drive. They went to that goal line type formation a couple times earlier in the drive. Make Oregon City think that you're going to run the football. They go back to it later. They go with the play action. Oregon City bites. Mitch Lomax wide open in the end zone. Good throw by Justin Rupee. 6 points on the board.
And it's Harrison Ramey's coming in for Griffin Graves here to kick the extra point, as Graves missed his last extra point. And Ramey's kick is up, and it is good.
Yeah, Griffin Graves has been dealing with some ankle issues. He did struggle, not have a spectacular kickoff. The last time he was kicking off, would be interesting to see if it's the ankle that is bugging him.
And so Lake Oswego takes the 13-0 lead with 1:56 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, if you're Oregon City, you really don't want to panic here. It's only 13-0. You've done a good job not letting the yellow offense really get going. They've had a lot of the ball control, that's true, but you're still right in this ball game. It's not like last week where where Lake Ridge turned the ball over and LO just immediately put up 28 points and the game was basically over in the first quarter. You're still right in this game. One touchdown, you're within one possession.
And Griffin Graves on the sideline right now. I think his ankle injury might have popped back up. He's looking a little ginger over there. And Harrison Ramey's going to come onto the field and kick the kickoff as well. Ramey's also the backup quarterback. Did kick throughout youth. And short line drive kick to the 20 recovered by Oregon City, and he's going to be tackled after a short return. But Ramey does have some history of kicking, but he wish he could have had a better one on that one.
I'll tell you what, Neil Wagner is a special teams stud. I can't remember the last kickoff where I didn't call his name on a tackle. He is just flying down there, wrapping up really well. You gotta like to have him on your special teams.
Oregon City now in the I formation. Scratch that fullback motions to the right side. They're gonna hand it off to the right side. There's a flag on the right sideline by the side judge. And I think he might have holding over here.
Good shoestring tackle right there by Micah Weiss. You're on the ground, just stick your arm out, see if you can trip him up. He did just that, and he ended up on the ground. Good job not giving up on the play.
He's calling over the other side judge, so I might think he's asking if there is a guy in the neutral zone possibly, but they're talking it over down there.
Yeah, I think it might be an illegal formation or an illegal shift, but we'll see what the referee decides to call.
And they're going to call false start on the offense. Or a legal procedure, that is, on the offense. And Coach Corey does elect to take it and move them back 5 yards.
Yeah, and if you're Oregon City, you can't afford penalties in this. You're obviously a huge underdog coming against the highly ranked LO team. This highly ranked LO team. You can't be shooting yourselves in the foot while you're already struggling to put up points against this very tough Lake Oswego defense.
Oregon City back to the shotgun formation. Quarterback takes a snap, fake handoff, throws it to the side, and it's picked off by Spencer Anderson. What a catch by Spencer Anderson. Batted it to himself, caught it, and no one was going to catch him. What a play.
That is a great play right there by Spencer Anderson, but the most impressive part of that play is his ability to read the play that the offense was running. He saw the receiver, he saw he wasn't going to get to the quarterback, and you're taught, if you're not going to get to the quarterback, you put your hands up and try and bat the ball down. He ended up batting it up into the air, caught it, and took it back to the house for a score. Really incredible play right there by Spencer Anderson.
An amazing play right there. Gosh. What awareness to knock it up in the air and able to bring it in. Almost caught it one-handed there. He took it himself into the end zone, and that's going to put Lake Oswego up 19-0. Make that 20-0 Lake Oswego with 1:18, and it took them about 38 seconds to score, and it was a defensive score there.
Yeah, and if you're Oregon City, going back to what I was talking about, you were okay at 13-0. Now with it at 20-0, it's starting to already get out of hand here in the first quarter, and that's what you don't like to see. You want to keep the game close for as long as possible and hope that maybe LO will shoot themselves in the foot with a couple of turnovers and some penalties, and you can put the ball in the end zone. But if you're going to give them touchdowns like that, you're going to be in trouble. That was a really great play by Spencer Anderson, though. I'm not sure if I've seen that before. Although I take that back. Tyrann Matthew, the former cornerback of the LSU Tigers, did that last year. Batted a screen pass up, caught it himself, took it back to the house. Both very impressive plays.
Something you'd see on SportsCenter.
Absolutely.
Harrison Ramey and a kick it. Short little pooch kick to about the 24. Returner drops it. Trying to find some room, but he's got nothing. As it's a bunch of players in. Ben Torkelson, Chad Walker, Michigan. Bunch of players in on the tackle there.
That's what you like to see, gang tackling, wrap up, make sure you don't get any cheap return yards there. Good job by the Lake Oswego kick team.
Make that Brennan Malagamba also in on the tackle. Oregon City again in the shotgun formation. Hand off to the running back up the middle. And he's gonna get a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. Looks like they get a generous spot from the side judge.
You know what you're seeing here, which is kind of interesting from LO, is they're playing a lot in the nickel. They're playing that we saw last week, which we expected to see last week because Lakers is a pass-heavy offense, but they're still playing 2 safeties with Jordan Horak and Jack Anderson back there, which is showing a lot of confidence in their defensive line and linebackers.
Oregon City again in the shotgun formation. Quarterback takes snap, hands it off again up the middle. Running back's gonna get a solid gain here of about 5 yards. He's gonna be about a yard short though of the first down, make this 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Reed Martin's doing a good job on that left side, getting a good push into the backfield, not letting the Oregon City running back get to the edge and get that long gain that Oregon City is looking for.
10 seconds here. Make that 5, 4. The clock's ticking down. I don't know if they're gonna get the snap off. Oh, and they do. Barely just, and it's a fumble recovered by Lake Oswego. Nick Underwood recovers it. Quarterback was hurrying, trying to get the snap off before the quarter and muffed the snap, dropped it on the floor, and Nick Underwood comes in and scoops it up.
Once again, the Lakeland defense forcing turnovers. It's their strength. That's what they do. They give their offense great field position to start with.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Lake Oswego so far dominated the first quarter as they usually do, 20-0.
Looked like the quarterback and the running back just had a little bit of some trouble on the exchange there. That's what caused the fumble. Nick Underwood coming on a blitz off the edge. Ball's on the turf. He pounces on it. Lake Oswego football.
And Lake Oswego's defense all year long has seemed to force turnovers, and some of the turnovers aren't even them doing anything. They're just making the quarterback nervous back there somehow, and he's muffing snaps.
Absolutely, but you still got to be there to fall on the football, and that's something that you just don't teach defenses. Some defenses have it, some don't. LO obviously does. They're one of the top turnover ratio teams in the state, and if you talk to any coach, they'll say that one of the keys to almost every game is the turnover situation.
Coming into the year, the questions were, would this offense be as powerful as it was last year with Stephen Long and Alex Matthews? But everyone knew coming into this year that this defense was going to keep them in ball games and win them a bunch of games.
Absolutely. I think the defense was a pretty sure thing coming into this year, and the offense was the thing with the more of a question mark. And I think the offense has really shown a lot of impressive things this year.
Oh, Jack Anderson throws it out to the left this time to Nick Underwood. He runs over a couple tacklers, and he's going to get a gain of about 15, and that's going to be a first down, Lake Oswego.
Once again, you're seeing Jack Anderson thrown out of that wild jack formation. Looking really good right now. I don't think he's really looking good at quarterback right now. I think he's a great player to come in as a mix-up with Justin Rupi, and that's a pretty important part of LO's offense right now.
He's playing the role of Tim Tebow right now, and if you do not know Jack Anderson, he is the biggest Tim Tebow fan you will meet.
That is for sure, Court.
Justin Rupi drops back, looks down the middle to Mitch Lomax and throws it a little bit behind him, but a great play by the defense. Safety is able to get a hand in there and knock it down. That
was a great play. Good throw by Justin Rupi. You'd like to see that throw be up a little bit higher. Mitch Lomax, really big frame. You'd like to throw it up where only he could catch it, not where the DB can make a play on the ball. Good throw, not a great throw. Could have been better, but good read by Justin Rupi nonetheless. Good play by the corner.
Rupi in the I formation. Anderson in the slot. Griffin to the right. Rupi throws a screen pass out to Anderson. Good blocking by Griffin on the sideline. And Anderson's going to take the ball down to about the 7-yard line and another Lake Oswego first down.
See, that's what being able to run the football does for you. Oregon City's being forced to stack players in the box, getting 7, 8, even 9 guys in the box, and that opens up the quick throws out wide. You put Jack Anderson out in the slot, and he's dangerous with the ball in his hands in open field, and that's what Oregon City's giving him.
Rupi again in the I formation. This time, Romello Washington isolated on the right, Palomini isolated on the left. Griffin's going to hand it off to Holmes in the backfield. Holmes fumbles it, and it looks like Oregon City recovered it. J.B. Holmes, one of his few fumbles this year, and now that's going to give Oregon City the ball when Ello is just about to score.
Yeah, I might have to take credit for jinxing him on that fumble after talking about the turnover ratio earlier. But nonetheless, you got to hold on to the ball when you're in the red zone. Red zone turnovers can be key in games like this. While you do have a 20-0 lead, you always like to see more points on the board, and a rare fumble there by J.B. Holmes. I believe only his second this year, if I'm not mistaken.
And Oregon City still in the shotgun in their own territory. Quarterback just outside of the end zone. Quarterback's going to drop back, looks to the sideline. Nick Bunick comes in and dives and almost makes a spectacular interception there.
Yeah, great read on the football by Nick Bunick. Good job, great coverage. Exactly, if you're a cornerback coach, is exactly what you want to see. Drop back, got depth, then read the quarterback's eyes, saw the ball in the air, made a break on it, made a play on the football. Great job. Almost had an interception.
Nick Bunick has been a big surprise this year. Most people didn't think he was going to be good, but he's played exceptionally well football. Oh, Romello Washington gets some great penetration on the edge, untouched. And they're going to say his forward progress took him just outside of the end zone, but Romello Washington with the sack almost made it a safety.
Once again, quarterback having a little bit of trouble with the snaps there, and that threw off the timing of that play, and that's why Romello was able to come off the edge and get that sack. But going back to Nick Bunick, I think you're right. I think corner was the one question mark for this LO defense, and he has really stepped up with some big interceptions this year.
Nick Bunick didn't even play youth football. He started in high school, but his dad was a running back at University of Florida, and his dad seems to be one of those guys that did it all.
Absolutely. Gotta love Mr. Bunick.
Oregon City tried to fool the Laker defense by running a draw, but that didn't work, and that's going to make this a 4th and long from the 2-yard, make that 3-yard line. And this is a for sure punting situation.
Yeah, the Lakers are going to get really great field position right here. I may even go as far as to say Jack Anderson has a pretty good shot taking this back to the house if the kick is not blocked. Not able to go back as far as you would like if you're a punter. Gets it away quick, though. Good job.
Short line drive, returnable kick. Jack Anderson cuts it to the side, gets some good blocking, and he's going to get down to about the 18-yard line, and that's great field position, as you said, Mitchell.
Yeah, that's a good job by Jack. Seeing the ball, low kick. That's one of the things about the low kicks. You can kick up really far, but if you don't give your coverage team time to get down there, it gives the return man a good chance, just like Jack did right there. And the Lake Oswego will start at about the 18-yard line, which is great field position.
Jack Anderson back in at quarterback. Nick Underwood in the backfield with him. Palomini and Lomax to the right. Wagner and Griffin to the left. They're going to run an option right. Anderson pitches it to Underwood. Underwood seemed to almost have the edge, but he's tripped up, and there's a flag on that side of the field. Let's see what the call is.
They're really starting to do some interesting things out of this Jack Anderson, Nick Underwood package. It's almost starting to remind you of the Oregon Ducks, Brian Bennett, Colt Laerla package, where they bring them in and those two work together. They take snaps during practice. Really starting to look good together. Nick Underwood, big kid, really running over some people, and they look really good out of that formation.
And sorry all you Beaver fans for the Ducks, but you got 2 Duck fans up here in the booth. But the Beavers have had a very good season. No one expected them to be doing this well, and they are even now at number 7 in the country, which was very unexpected. I don't think you could find one analyst that would have said they would be at number 7.
I don't think you can find any analyst that still says they should be number 7. Oh, tough play. Great play right there by Jack Anderson. It's a zone read fake running out to the right. 2 guys on him, does a little jump pass across his body. Tough play there. Neil Wagner can't come up with it, but great throw there by Jack Anderson.
And that's the play that you just see how athletic Jack Anderson is. He had 2 guys right on his tail. Most quarterbacks might have been sacked there, but Jack uses speed, gets the outside, and is able to get the throw off without them able to get a hand on it. And he throws a perfectly accurate ball. It's just dropped by Neil Wagner. Rupee under center now. Washington and Palomini to the left. Spencer Anderson in the backfield. Rupee takes a snap, hands off up the middle. And Anderson's pushing, still fighting his way. It looked like he had stopped at the line of scrimmage, but kept fighting his way, and he's going to get a gain of about 8 yards.
Yeah, that's one of the things you'll notice about all of the Lake Oswego running back trio or quartet in Jack Anderson, Nick Underwood, J.B. Holmes, and Spencer Anderson is that they will not go down the first time you hit them. You can hit them as hard as you want. They will not go down on the first hit. Very hard to tackle, very elusive.
And again, in that same formation, Anderson in the backfield. Nick Underwood this time to the right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Underwood. Underwood fights his way, and that's a touchdown. Nick Underwood broke through a couple tacklers, and he's just so tough. You cannot arm tackle this guy.
He's not even being tackled when he's into the end zone. He ends up on his feet, and he just runs through people. Once again, Harrison Ramey on to kick the extra point, so we're going to assume that Griffin Graves' night may be done dealing with those ankle issues from earlier in the season.
And Coach Corey probably doesn't want to take any risk and sits his kicker. And Ramey is looking pretty well right now. Pretty good right now. Sinking 2, make that 3 extra points, making this 27-0 with 8:36 left in the first half.
Yeah, you know, earlier in the season when Graves was dealing with the ankle issue, the football team did bring on Daniel Kelly for a little bit to see if maybe they needed him as a backup kicker, but then they decided that Harrison Ramey and Harrison Reese could fill the spots adequately, and Graves has been pretty good to this point. They thought he might not be able to do kickoffs with his ankle the way it was, but he's been doing a great job.
And as you were saying, Mitchell, those Beavers are surprising, and I don't know, most people think they shouldn't be there, but they've been playing some pretty good football.
They have been playing some impressive defense, but I think the thing that people still need to realize is they still struggle to put points on the board, and in college football, points are at a premium. That's how you win football games.
They will have a tough matchup this weekend versus Washington.
Yeah, going to Washington, that should be a tough game. Be interesting to see if they come out of that one.
And that's going to be a tackle by Ben Torkelson. And that's a very rare occasion. You see Chad Walker miss a tackle on special teams.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. He's usually a pretty reliable tackler in there. Gets down the field really fast. Missed one there.
He's one of those guys that just always seems to wrap up, but that time he just didn't wrap up.
Absolutely. Chad's one of those guys, he does everything by the book. Didn't wrap up there. Missed the tackle.
This time, quarterback under center for Oregon City. Hands off to the running back. Running back's got some room. He's going to get tackled after a good gain, and I think that's going to be enough for a Oregon City first down.
Good job by Jack Anderson there, making sure he didn't get more than 11, 12 yards there, wrapping up, bringing him down. Running back reached the second level. You guys in your second level, you got to be able to tackle really well, and the Lakers have that all around on defense, and that's what makes their defense so prolific.
And Oregon City's going to run that, and they're going to get about a 7-yard gain. Good, solid gain for Oregon City.
Yeah, their offensive line's getting a pretty good push up front. I think you might start to see LO blitz here a little bit more. Try and get him in the backfield.
For those fans that are at home comfortable watching the game, it's a cold, windy night here in Oregon City.
Yes, it is, Corey. Very windy up here on the roof.
And the Oregon City quarterback throws it out to the left side. And that's going to be a completed pass at about the Lake Oswego 46, and that's going to be another Oregon City first down.
Yeah, but if you're Lake Oswego, you're fine with that. Short underneath passes. The thing you don't want to give up is the long ball. Make sure Oregon City doesn't steal any momentum. Hopefully they'll force another turnover here. Keep them out of the end zone.
Oregon City in the shotgun again. Quarterback fakes the screen, hands it off to the running back. The running back's going to get a gain of about 1. Went nowhere. Its tackle was made by number 31, Michael Weiss, and number 28, Duncan Campbell.
Yeah, earlier in the game, the Oregon City was running that same play where it was sort of delayed handoff with a little bit of counter action with a couple of guys pulling. And it seemed to really throw off the LO defense as they read pass, and they allowed the Oregon City guys get to the second level. They've done a good job of adjusting to that and making sure that they get them into the backfield and at the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback hands it off, running back to the left side. Running back got some room to the sideline, but is eventually chased down by the safety Jordan Horak and Neil Wagner. But again, Oregon City getting another first down.
Yeah, they're starting to move the ball a little bit more. They may be figuring things out against this LO defense. We'll see what adjustments LO wants to make on defense as Oregon City starts to move the ball.
Oregon City this time under center. Running back in the backfield. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. 2 tight ends. Hand off to the left side. Running back's got a little hole, and he finds his way to get through it. That's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. Good solid gain for Oregon City, and they're moving it here on this drive.
Yeah, their tackle and guard are doing a really good job of having good seal blocks, which are opening up a hole for the running back to go through. LO needs to make sure that they keep their left shoulder on the ball and not let the running back get around it so that he can fit into that opening.
3 receivers to the right as the quarterback's in shotgun. Quarterback takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. And that's going to be a solid gain of about 4, and that's another Oregon City first down, and they're driving here, Mitchell.
They are. They're doing a good job at running the football. You'll ask any coach, key to any offense is being able to run the football effectively. I think you might look to see a play action here in a bit, see if they might try and sneak one into the end zone after all these successful running plays.
Oregon City in the same shotgun formation. Quarterback rolls out right and hands off to the running back. And the tackle is made by Reed Martin and Michael Weiss, both in on the tackle and weren't fooled by the misdirection.
Yeah, it's a good play call right there by Oregon City, trying to use LO's over-aggressiveness and over-pursuit as an advantage with that counter play, rolling them out to the right, having them counter back to the left with some guys pulling. But good job by Michael Weiss right there on wrapping up down low.
Quarterback takes a snap, drops back, throws it to the left sideline, and the receiver's going to take the ball inside the 10-yard line, and he's going to be just short by about a yard here. That'll make this 3rd and a short for Oregon City.
I think you'll probably see LO bring some pressure here, as I'm assuming that Oregon City will want to run the football to pick up this first down.
And the running back's going to get tripped up, almost had his way to the end zone, but he's going to get a gain of about 3, and that's good enough for a first down, and it's going to be 1st and goal at the 3-yard line for Oregon City.
Yeah, and you did see LO. They went with an all-out blitz, all 3 linebackers coming through the middle. That was what allowed the running back to get to the edge with all linebackers coming up to the middle. No one's with the flow going to the outside.
Oregon City, tight end each side, running back behind the quarterback. Hand off to the left side, and the running back's going to get in, and Oregon City's got their first score of the night. So they're going to make this a 27-6 ball game.
Yeah, you might start to wonder if you're LO, if your defense is getting a little tired. Great thing about scoring quick on defense and having that defensive touchdown and having your offense be so prolific is that you put points on the board. The bad thing, your defense is on the field for a long, long time. You might have seen them getting a little tired. That's why Oregon City was able to score right there.
And the kick is up, and it is good. And that is going to make this a 20-point game. Lake Oswego 27, Oregon City 7 with 4:18 left in the first half.
Yeah, and LO will be receiving coming into the second half, so if they can put some points on the board here and then one score to open the second half, they could put this game away pretty easily. Going back to college football, though, you got some big games this weekend. Notre Dame taking on Oklahoma should be a pretty good game. Personally, I think the Irish are a little bit overrated, although I do dislike both coaches, so I don't know who to root for there. But overall, pretty good slate of football. Alabama also taking on number 11 Mississippi State. Should be a good game, although I do expect Alabama to roll in that one as their offensive line. If you think Lake Oswego's offensive line is big, you should take a look at theirs because it is monstrous.
And for those viewers out there who haven't met my partner, Mitchell McLaughlin, he's always got an opinion for you. And it's very hard to argue your point if it contradicts his.
Yeah, it should be interesting here for Oregon City. Looks like LO looks like they're preparing for maybe an onside kick. I do expect Oregon City to kick it deep, though.
They're going to kick it deep to Romello Washington. Get it at about the 15-yard line. And Romello's going to take this about to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, solid return there. Interesting thing, you also saw Chad Walker back there returning kicks for the first time this week. Most of the year, it's been just Romello back there on his own. Coach Corey saw Chad run the ball last week, liked what he saw, and put him back there, see if he can make a play on offense.
So Lake Oswego will have it 1st and 10 from their 30-yard line with 4:13 here in the first half.
I don't think you've seen LO throw the ball deep much yet this half, and I think on this drive you might see a couple of deep shots taken by Justin Rupi.
And they're going to throw it to the left side to Connor Griffin, who's going to get a gain of about 14 and another first down. That's what you get when you play Connor Griffin. You just give him 20-yard cushion because you're so scared he's going to beat you deep. And he can just run that little curl route for about 10 yards, and he'll get 10 to 15 yards because you're so scared of the deep threat.
Absolutely. They've run that really effectively all year long. He and Justin Rupi seem to have a real connection. They've got the timing on that route down really well, right? When he's turning around, Justin's already got the ball out of his hands. Great job.
Rupi uses the hard snap, and I think he may have drawn an Oregon City defensive lineman off sides. Great hard count by Justin Rupi there.
Interesting call here if it is offsides by the ref, which it is. They elected to blow the play dead. It's always up to the discretion of the official. They can allow the play to go on, and it's basically a free play if you're passing, because if you throw an interception, it's still your ball due to the flag. But if you're unabated to the quarterback, meaning you have no one in your path, they generally choose to blow the play dead.
And Lake Oswego hands off to Nick Underwood, who seems to be getting big chunks of yards for the Lakers, and he's going to get them another first down.
Yeah, he is really having a great day running the football, as is everyone on LO, but Nick Underwood especially. Got to give credit to this offensive line up front. They are dominating the smaller Oregon City team.
Rupi in the I formation, power me to the right, Griffin to the left. Rupi's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw this up deep to Connor Griffin, who's going to make the catch and touchdown. Gryffindor for 6.
I said it earlier. I was surprised they haven't taken more deep shots in the half. You saw one there. Throw it up to Connor. It's basically a cheat code.
Connor Griffin is the Calvin Johnson of high school football. He's a freak athlete, and no one seems to stop him.
Well, you just throw the ball up there, and he just jumps up and catches it. Because you don't have anybody with the foot speed that can stay with him that also is tall enough to be able to win a jump ball with him. And that's what makes him so dynamic, is that blend of speed and height.
Rupee to Griffin has seemed to have been the connection all year long. And Ramey's extra point is wide right. And that's going to make this 33-7. Lake Oswego up.
That's a good job by
27.
Lake Oswego right there, making sure that the Oregon City doesn't take any momentum into halftime. If Oregon City could have stopped them there, maybe gotten a turnover, get on the board again, they could have been feeling pretty good about themselves going into halftime. But Lake Oswego smushed any chance of that happening with that score. Still 3:31 here to go in the first half with Oregon City getting the ball back. If they don't score here, the game may be over, because if LO forces a punt, they can stick it in the end zone one more time, wrap this puppy up.
Ramey out there to kick the kickoff, as Graves is sidelined with an ankle injury. Ramey's going to squib this kick to about the 20. Returner stumbles over one of his blockers and gets to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I think not having Griffin back there is kind of hurting the Lakers on their kickoff coverage. Obviously, you'd rather have a deeper kick, but currently sitting on the sideline, Harrison Ramey's doing a pretty good job just keeping the ball in bounds and making Oregon City have to field it.
Oregon City in the shotgun. Lake Oswego 3 down lineman. Throws it to the right sideline. Chandler Kelly with the tackle, but Oregon City's going to get a first down there.
You know, Oregon City's been really effective with those short 5 to 7 yard curl routes. LO's coverage scheme is based off of not getting beat deep, and Oregon City's using that to their advantage by having these short routes that are just easy catches and let the receivers pick up a couple extra yards.
One of the guys, the big guy that was up here helping you, his dad is in there just as much as the bigger guy.
Oregon City quarterback takes a snap, hands off up the middle. Austin Fonts in on the tackle after a 5-yard gain, and Austin Fonts had a huge week last week versus Lakers. Seemed to be everywhere.
Absolutely. Great week. Good job being in the backfield, forcing fumbles, causing havoc. It was a great game last week for him. Although right now Oregon City really seems to start to have found a groove here with running the football. They seem to be running it pretty effectively.
Oregon City in the I formation, fullback motions to the left side. Running back trying to take it to the sideline. Nick Bunick's going to take him and throw him out of bounds. After an 8-yard gain, which is another Oregon City first down, and they're moving.
Yeah, that's what you like to see out of your corners right there, having the ability to come up and make a tackle. That's what you see when you have these speed backs. They like to get to the edge and make the corners have to make a tackle. They don't like being tackled as much by these big inside linebackers like Mitch Lomax. Go out to the edge. Good job wrapping up there by Nick Bunick, and good help over the top by Jack Anderson.
Oregon City quarterback under center. He's going to drop back, looking downfield to the left side, and Nick Bunick, through the hands of Nick Bunick, almost intercepted. And that's an incomplete pass. He tried to find his main target, Matthew O'Days, down the left sideline.
I think he's going to get one tonight. He's had a couple of great shots and interception, almost made a diving one earlier, had a good chance there. He's playing some good coverage. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get one tonight, because Oregon City's going to have to start throwing the football if they want to try and stay in this football game.
Oregon City back to that shotgun formation. They're in the pistol now. Quarterback hands it off up the middle. Running back tries to bounce it to the outside, and Romello Washington is going to take him and throw him out. Very aggressive tackle by Romello Washington, but that's a good gain And it's going to make it a 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2 for Oregon City.
Yeah, you're kind of starting to see this Lakewood defense. You know, they are getting a little tired, it seems, and they're starting to get a little lazy, as it's showing. They're starting to tackle up higher a little bit. Oregon City guys are starting to be allowed to fall forward for those extra 2 yards rather than being pushed back. And that's just a product of the LO defense being on the field for so long.
Quarterback under center now. As LO is going to bring the linebackers in, and they're going to tackle him. And I think he's got enough for an Oregon City first down. And yes, Oregon City's moving.
You know, with 1:32 left to go in the half here, Corey, I mean, yeah, they're moving the football, but I don't know if they're going to have time to get into the end zone because they haven't shown that they have the ability to throw the football, and they're still 31 yards away, from pay dirt.
They do have all 3 timeouts left, though, so they can't stop the clock. Again, quarterback under center, strong side to the left. They're going to do a counter, and he's going to cut back to the right side. That's going to be a gain of about 6. And there's a timeout, Oregon City. That's their first of the half. 1:04 left in the first half.
Yeah, well, once again, right there on that play, you started to see again that LO's starting to tackle high, and they're missing tackles. Earlier, they were making all the tackles at the line of scrimmage. Right there, they missed one. I think it was Reed Martin maybe tackling a little bit too high. Running back was able to slip through, get into the second level for a positive gain rather than the 1 to 2 and even negative yard gains that they were having in the first half. It'll be interesting to see if Oregon City tries to go to the air here because they haven't had very many successful deep air passes this half, and they haven't looked very confident in throwing the football at all. Should be interesting to see if they try and run it into the end zone with the clock where it is, or if they try and go to the air. Maybe LO can get a pick.
It's going to be a 2nd and 3rd for Oregon City. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the right for them.
I'd watch for the bubble screen here from the kid in the slot.
He's going to roll out left, look back to the middle, and intercepted by Jack Anderson. A great play by the safety.
Yeah.
And Jack Anderson always seems to know where the ball is when he's on defense.
It's just one of the best ball hawkers in the game, Corey. Great job there. Once again, Oregon City struggling to throw the football. Guy was open. He was past him coming across the field on a crossing route out of the slot, but quarterback just threw it behind him. Jack was right there for the interception.
The guy has a nose for the football.
Well, I think one of the things that makes him so dangerous is he keeps his eyes on the quarterback and watching the football. A lot of guys just watch the guy who they're guarding. He watches the football and where it's going, and that allows him to make the plays that he does.
Griffin, Rupee under center in the I formation. Griffin to the right. Hand off to Holmes up the middle for a gain of about 4. It looks like Lake Oswego's going to run the clock down. They might just want to head to the locker room with a 33-7 lead here in the first half.
Yeah, you got to be happy overall with this first half. Other than that J.B. Holmes fumble he had down near the red zone, played a pretty near perfect half. Don't think they had any penalties. If you're Coach Corey, you got to be pretty pleased with this performance here on the road at Oregon City.
25 seconds left here in the half. Lake Oswego taking their time. And the I formation.
Should be the last play before the half here, probably.
Rupee toss left. Holmes met in the backfield, tripped up, but it's going to get a gain of about 2, and that will be the end of the first half. Lake Oswego up 33-7 here in Oregon City on this stormy night. And here we are. Start off the second half as the clock's ticking down. Romello Washington and Chad Walker will be back for the Lakers to receive, as Lake Oswego deferred the coin toss and chose to kick.
Yeah, I think it'll be important for the Lakers to stay aggressive on offense and try and get out of here without any injuries going into the playoffs. They've looked strong so far. Hopefully they can keep it up.
And Lake Oswego will be looking to run the clock down, as the clock is their friend here.
24 minutes of friend. It's a lot of friend.
They got a 33-7 lead. The kick is going back to Chad Walker, his first kick return of the year. Chad Walker, all right return, but welcome to the kickoff club, Mr. Walker.
You saw a nice spin move out of Chad right there. Good athleticism. Held the ball high and tight just like you're supposed to. As long as he doesn't fumble, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't stay back there all year long. Justin Ruppy still in at quarterback for the Lakers. It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Corey keeps him in the game for, with the Lakers up soundly by 26 points.
Ruppy in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ruppy takes a snap, throws it out to Anderson in the screen, and Anderson's gonna get tackled for a 1-yard loss. Great pursuit and open field tackling by Oregon City.
Yeah, Oregon City didn't have the box stacked as much right there. They had more guys out wide, unlike earlier in the game. They had been getting beat by that with some good blocking by the receivers of LO. Good job by Oregon City spreading the field, making the tackle.
Again, Ruppy in the shotgun, 3 to the right this time. Ruppy's gonna take the snap. He's gonna look, he's gonna have Jack Anderson towards the sideline. And Anderson's gonna get a gain of about 10 yards. He's gonna be a yard short. That's gonna make this a 3rd and 1 for Lake Oswego.
What's a nice timing route, good read, good strong throw there by Justin Ruppy on the out route. Waiting for Jack to come out of his break, create a little separation, hits him right between the numbers. Good enough for a solid 8-9 yard gain, and enough for a first down.
Jack Anderson now in at quarterback, running that wild jack offense. Nick Underwood in the backfield with him. Anderson's gonna hand it off to Underwood up the middle. Underwood's dragging the tackler. He was met originally after 4 yards, and he just drove for another 10 yards, and that's a Lake Oswego first down.
That's been a really effective formation for them, working with Underwood and Anderson back in the backfield. It's been really great running the zone read, really effective. Offensive line's getting some good push with some good runners in the backfield.
Ruppy in the I formation, JB Holmes in the backfield. Power me to the left, Washington to the right. Ruppy takes a snap, hands it off. Great blocking in front of Holmes, and he's gonna get a first down.
Looks like there is a penalty flag. This may be unnecessary roughness against the Lakers. Probably a personal foul. I'll tell you what though, these Lake Oswego running backs, they're about 1 broken tackle away from getting into the end zone. They're getting into the second level really well. They need to make 1 more guy miss, and they're gonna break a long one here in a second. And it is a personal foul. I think that one might have been on Reed Penny, getting into it with one of the Oregon City players.
Jack Anderson now in at quarterback as he's running that spread formation, and it is a Lake Oswego first down due to the personal foul penalty was after JV Holmes already got the first down. Jack takes a snap, fakes a handoff, runs to the left side, keeps it himself. He's got blocking downfield. Anderson with a huge gain probably about 30 yards, and Jack Anderson showcases his speed on that one.
Yeah, it's a great job right there running the zone read. They're reading the defensive end right there. He's giving it to Nick Underwood the past couple of times. Defensive end crashes down trying to get to Underwood. Jack Anderson keeps it for a big gain up the middle. Once again, one more guy to beat, and he's gone to the house.
Rupee in the I formation, hands off to Underwood. Underwood up the middle. Underwood is going to find his way to the end zone. Huge touchdown run, and that's Nick Underwood's second rushing touchdown of the night.
And you saw right there that he beat the one more guy that I've been talking about. Stepped right through the tackle. Good job by Nick Underwood keeping his balance. Didn't even really phase him. Walks into the end zone for a Lake Oswego touchdown.
Nick Underwood seems to be running the ball all night, and no one's able to stop him.
We just run so hard, and once he gets to that second level, it's really tough for the smaller secondary players to tackle him. He's hard to tackle for the defensive linemen, let alone the smaller guys.
And the kick is up and is good. But as Mark Jackson would say, mama, there goes that man.
Yeah, Underwood's been having a really great night on both sides of the football. Recovered a fumble and made some great plays on defense, running the ball really well on offense. Overall, really great game. The Lakers now leading the Pioneers 40-7 here with 9:37 to go in the third quarter, and the Lakers will kick off. You know, I think you will start to see some of the younger players start to rotate in here. Some of the guys don't get quite as much playing time as normal with the Lakers having this big of a lead. You want to keep the players healthy going into the postseason. That starts after this week. Harrison Ramey still back to kick off, as Griffin Graves, if you're just joining us, is out with an ankle injury that has been bugging him earlier in the season.
Harrison Ramey kicks a line drive to the 20-yard line. Good return for Oregon City, and they're going to take the ball out to about the 40-yard line with 9:30 here left in the third quarter.
Yeah, good job on the return there by Oregon City, forming a good wall. Actually formed a pretty good wedge there. Actually, in the NFL, wedges are now illegal if they're more than 3 men as a safety issue, although other than the NFL, they are perfectly legal and well used there by Oregon City.
And the quarterback drops back to pass. There's a screen pass out right. It is a forward pass, so it's incomplete. But a low throw from the quarterback will make this a 2nd and 10, Oregon City.
I think one of the things you're going to see this second half is Oregon City's going to try and throw the football a little bit more. They ran it reasonably effectively in the first half, but they only produced 7 points on the scoreboard. They got to try something different, mix it up, try and put some points on the board.
Oregon City in the I formation. Receiver to the right, receiver to the left. Hand off to the right side up the middle. And it's a short gain of about 2.
Yeah, good job by Reed Martin and Austin Fonts there in the middle, coming down, plugging up that hole, not giving the Oregon City running back anywhere to go. Good job by the D-line. And if you're Oregon City, you need a first down here. You got to keep the chains moving. You don't want to give the ball back to LO this soon in the half.
Now throw out to the right side, and Chandler Kelly hits him as he is bringing the ball in. Juggles it a little bit, but he's just short.
That was a good hit there by Chandler Kelly. Came up really hard, hit him, delivered a pretty big hit. Forced him to juggle the football, but he was able to retain it.
Going to make it 4th and inches here. And for a TRL update, Canby is up 28-7 on Clackamas in the third quarter. That game is being played at Clackamas High School. But that wing tee is throwing off the Clackamas defense tonight. Mitch Lomax gets some great penetration, and it just seems to happen all the time. You can't get in front of this guy.
He's just so difficult to block. He's such a big body with so much speed that goes along with him. Really great player for the yellow defense. And I think one of the big issues here for Oregon City is their offense, much like the Beavers' offense, isn't built to come from behind. They're not high scoring. They're more of a grind it out, keep possession of the ball, run the football type of offense. They're not a quick strike type of offense, and I think that's going to be their issue here, down 40-7 to the Lakers.
Jack Anderson in at quarterback, Underwood in the backfield with him. Jack Anderson looks to the sideline, throws a low throw to Pallarmini. Pallarmini catches it.
That was a good job by Pallarmini, getting his hands under that football, make sure it doesn't skip up to him. Nice catch right there, Jack Anderson with a little bit of a low throw.
Now Jack Anderson's going to come out and Rupee's back in at quarterback. And there's a timeout on the field. And that's going to be a timeout for Oregon City. First of the half with 7:36 left in the third quarter.
Is that Amber? That's a really good picture.
And we're ready to resume play. This time Jack Anderson's going to come back out in the Wild Jack. Rupee originally was in, but since the timeout they decided to go to the Wild Jack. Nick Underwood in the backfield with Jack. Jack's going to run option right. Nick Underwood is going to get pulled down from behind for a no-yard gain, and that's going to make it 3rd and 1 for the Lakers.
That's a pretty impressive play right there. It's one of the few times tonight I think I've seen a single person take down Nick Underwood. He's been really good at fighting off contact and just not even caring about the arm tackles that the Oregon City players have tried wrapping him up with.
Rupee does come back in now at quarterback. As Pallarmini hustles off the field. Lake Oswego in the goal line formation. J.B. Holmes in the backfield. Austin Wright in at fullback. J.B. Holmes up the middle, and that's good enough for a Lake Oswego first down as he gets down to about the 36-yard line of Oregon City.
I think that's one of the best things about this LO offensive line is whenever they need short yardage, they get short yardage. They don't allow that penetration into the backfield to stop them short. They always get that 1 to 2 yards whenever they need it on 3rd or even 4th down occasionally.
Rupee still in at quarterback. Romello Washington to the right side. Pallarmini to the left. 2 tight ends set. Rupee in the shotgun with J.B. Holmes to his right. Rupee's going to take the snap, fakes the handoff, has Romello Washington downfield, and he's going to hit Romello Washington. Touchdown, Lakers. Romello Washington beats the coverage this time, and this Lake Oswego receiving core is beating up the Oregon City defensive backs.
I think what a great play right there by Romello Washington, but I think the thing you need to see there is that how much bigger the receivers are than most of the other defensive backs in the state. There was a lot of hand fighting going on up the sideline. Mello pushed off just a little bit, try and get that separation. Wasn't called for an offensive pass interference as Connor Griffin has a couple of times this year because of the aggressiveness of the Lake Oswego receivers, and he ends up in the end zone.
Ramey to kick the extra point. The kick is wide right, as the Lake Oswego special teams hasn't been on their game tonight, as Graves has missed 1 extra point and Ramey's missed 2.
Yeah, I think that's something they're going to have to clear up. They were having issues with it earlier in the year, and they seem to have gotten them fixed. But now with Graves out, they seem to be really struggling on special teams. And in the playoffs, that could come back to haunt them if they don't get that sorted out. Once again, Ramey's in to kick for the injured Griffin Graves. He has been squibbing it generally to the Oregon City players, and they've been doing a pretty good job on kickoff team with the coverage.
And Ramey kicks it off. Short little pooch kick. And it's going to be returned to about the 38-yard line.
Good wrap-up job there by Nick Amaker on special teams. Good job getting downfield, breaking down his feet, getting his head across the body of the football and wrapping up. Good job by Nick.
And Oregon City in the shotgun. Oregon City down 39. Chad Walker on the far side, substituted in now at cornerback. Hand off to the right side. Running back's got some room, and a great tackle by Chad Walker. Comes in and makes a play.
Yeah, great play right there by Chad. Shedding his block, getting into position, making good form tackle, going low for the ankles. That's what you got to do if you're a small guy. Don't got to tackle up high. It won't work. You're too small. You go down around the ankles no matter how big you are. You can't run if your feet are together and on the ground.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better, Mitchell. Shotgun formation. Empty backfield. Quarterback draw up the middle. And he puts it on the carpet. He had the first down, and there's multiple Lakers to recover it. And that is another Oregon City turnover tonight.
Yeah, not sure who recovered the fumble. Could have been any number of the about 6 Lakers that were right there to cover the fumble. Good job, whoever it was, poking it out. Probably defensive lineman, just as the quarterback was going by, not having the ball secure, sticking a paw out, ripping it out.
And Harrison Ramey, the backup quarterback, is now in at quarterback for Justin Ruppy. So some of the starters are starting to be pulled here, but Lake Oswego's defense has 2 picks, 1 for a touchdown. I think they may have 3 fumble recoveries on the night.
Yeah, going back to the turnover thing, they're one of the best turnover ratios in the state, and it's showing up here today.
Hand off to the right side, gain of about 5 for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, you're really going to start to see the Lakers start running the football a lot here. Clock's ticking down almost into the 4th quarter here with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd with them up 46-7. So you should see them start to try and run the ball a lot.
Spencer Anderson in the backfield this time. Austin Wright in at fullback. Ramey hands off to Anderson up the middle. Anderson tries to bounce around in there. It's going to get a gain of about 2.
Good job by Oregon City clamping down on the hole that was there for a brief second. LO backs are good at hitting those good and fast. Good job closing it down for the Oregon City defense.
Max Morton coming in for Spencer Anderson at running back. Starting to get the young guys some playing time. So it seems to be they've been dominating the second half because Lake Oswego's got so many commanding leads this year.
Yeah, I think if you look at the scoreboard of when the Lake Oswego starters on defense have been in there, it's a pretty lopsided figure. I'm not sure if many teams have actually scored against the true Lake Oswego first team defense. Generally, most of the scores come during garbage time, like it is right now with the Lakers up 46-7.
And Max Morton gets a great blocking in front of him, and he's going to get a gain of about 8, and that's going to be a Lake Oswego first down.
Yeah, good job for the young guys. You like to get them some playing time experience. It's always good. Use that for later once all the seniors graduate after this year. Good job for him.
Ramey in the shotgun, Morton to his right, Palomini and Amaker to the left. Ramey takes a snap, hands it off to Morton up the middle. And Morton's going to get a gain of about 5, but there is a flag on the field.
And it looks like it is holding against the Lakers. And it is holding. They'll move him back 10 yards and replay first down.
Lake Oswego in the I formation, 2 to the left. Ramey under center. Ramey takes a snap, hands off to Morton. Morton up the middle's got great blocking ahead of him, and he's going to get about a not 10-yard gain on that one. There is a flag. It looks like the ref might be calling some extracurricular activity in the backfield.
Yeah, I think it might be on Colin Calhoun. Not sure what the problem was there. It looked like a clean block from my vantage point, but it is the ref with the ability to make the call, not me.
And that's going to move Lake Oswego back another 10 yards and make this a long first down.
Yeah, this isn't one of those things you see too often. Here we are sitting at first down and 32. For those of you who don't know, regular first downs are first and 10 yards. We are at first and 32 with 2:55 here to go in the third quarter with the Lakers leading 46-7.
Great math, Mitchell.
Lake
Oswego in the I formation, 2 to the left. Ramey under center. Ramey takes the snap, hands off to Morton. Up the middle, again, good blocking, and he's going to get a gain of about 8 yards. Make that first and 24. Make that second, actually. Count is a little bit off. I'm not in calc, too, so.
That's what I'm here for, Corey. No, great running there by Morton. Good job, offensive line still opening up holes here late in the game. Good job by him at hitting them, falling forward with those extra yards. Second and 25, it looks like, for the Lakers.
Ramey in the I formation throws a screen out to Palomini, but a short throw. But it was a forward pass, so the pass is incomplete, and that's going to make this a long third down conversion.
Yeah, interesting. You see the Lakers go to the air there. You'd like to see the clock keep moving on that. It's tough to see an incompletion there, which stops the clock. Probably see the Lakers just hand the ball off right here. Punt it back to the Oregon City Pioneers.
Ramey, hand off to Morton. Morton to the right side. He's got nothing. And that's going to be a 1-yard loss, and that's going to bring out the punting unit for the first time tonight.
Yeah, good job by Oregon City. They're starting to do a better job here getting into the backfield. Won't make much of a difference with the score the way it is, but good job by them not giving in. Keep giving the effort that they're giving. Jack Anderson into punt here for the Lakers.
And Anderson gets the punt off. And it's a punt to the right sideline out of bounds. Not a terrific punt. But there's no worries with a minute left in the third quarter, and Lake Oswego's got a 39-point lead here in Oregon City.
Yeah, you'd like to see a little bit better punt there out of Jack Anderson. I know it's not important now with this game the way it is, but later in the playoffs, it's little things like that. You can't have a punt that only goes 15 yards like that one did. You need to pin him back inside the 10 if you're playing like an Aloha or a Jesuit. You need the little things to go your way.
And Oregon City's going to hand it off. Get a gain of about 6 yards on this one. Make this a 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they tried to run that fly sweep there, but they didn't run it the way you normally see. Normally, you're going and the quarterback snaps it right as the guy coming in motion is right behind him, and he did that and he handed it off. And the goal of the play is generally to get to the outside. The fly sweep man right there came up and tried to cut it up the second he got the football. Interesting choice.
Oregon City handoff up the middle. Great hole. Great blocking. The running back bounces out to the right side, but is dragged from behind by Duncan Campbell, who drags him down at about the 42-yard line of Lake Oswego, but that's going to be a 1st down Oregon City.
Good tackle there by Duncan Campbell. Good pursuit from behind. If he doesn't make that tackle, he might get the edge and take it to the house.
Oregon City in the shotgun formation. Hands it off up the middle. Tackled by number 35, Ben Torkelson, and Duncan Campbell also will assist on that tackle. But that's the end of 3 here in Oregon City. Lake Oswego up 46-7, and you're watching Laker Broadcasting. Again, you're here for the 4th quarter of Laker Broadcasting. Special thanks to the producer who does all the technical work, Trevor Moore. What would we do without you, man?
Probably wouldn't have a show.
So fans, tweet at him. Do whatever you got to do to show the love. Oregon City in the shotgun motions the tight end to the left side. Quarterback takes a snap, handoff up the middle. Oregon City is going to get another 1st down, and I don't know if you've seen this, Mitchell, but Oregon City is running the ball very well tonight.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job. While it isn't against the first-team defense for LO, as they're starting to work in some of the younger guys, they still are running the ball effectively, and that's a good sign if you're an Oregon City coach.
You just got to tear them down, Mitchell, when we're trying to give them something. Oregon City, though, has been able to run the ball effectively tonight. A couple times, though, they put it on the carpet, and that's something you can't do against the high-powered Lake Oswego defense and offense. Hand it off up the middle. It's going to be getting nowhere on that as the tackle was made by number 90, Ryan Hill. And to all those grandparents listening for Mr. Hill, there's your grandson making the tackle.
Yeah, no, I think overall this Oregon City run game has been pretty effective compared to what most teams have done against the Lake Oswego defense, but I think the thing that really inhibits this offense is their passing ability. They just don't have any passing game whatsoever. They tried it a couple times. It was intercepted on a great play by Jack Anderson, almost intercepted a couple other times by Nick Bunick. They're just too one-sided, and that's why they haven't been able to put up more than 7 points on the board here tonight.
And this time Oregon City under center. Quarterback's going to drop, getting chased. But he's able to get the throw off near the first down. I think he might be a yard short.
That's a nice catch right there. Rise, we're talking about the passing game. Oregon City completes a pretty good pass to make this into a 3rd and manageable situation.
Number 54, Jack Quinn, in on the pressure for the Lakers. Wasn't able to get to the quarterback, though. But Oregon City back to that pistol formation on a 3rd and 2. Gonna hand it off up the middle, but he is stopped short. So the Lakers knew it was a run. Multiple players in on the tackle, including number 82, A.J. Van Leeuwen. And that's going to be a 4th and short, 4th and about a yard for Oregon City. And they're electing to go for it. So they're running the spread formation, running back to the left. Quarterback will take the snap. Bad snaps, able to hold on to it though. Throws it to the end zone. Almost intercepted by Chad Walker. On that far side, had it in his hands, but the receiver made a great play to knock it out.
Great positioning there by Chad Walker. Got into the corner. It was more of a jump ball situation. Did a good job almost boxing out like he does in basketball. Also plays on the basketball team. Good job there. Good position. Almost comes up with an interception in the end zone. Knocks it down. Lake Oswego football.
Played is a loose term, but Chad Walker almost able to make a big play there and make it the 6th turnover for this Oregon City offense. Ramey in the I formation. Ramey under center. He's going to hand it off to number 26, Daniel Dennis. But he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. The clock ticks down towards the 9:20 here in the game. And Lake Oswego's looking like they're going to clinch the league with this one and go undefeated for the regular season, and that's going to earn them a 1st-round bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what you like to see, but I think one of the things about that is that you got to try and stay fresh, keep your head up, and stay focused in practice as the playoffs approach.
Ramey toss left. Dennis is going to be met after about a 1-yard gain there for Dennis, if I'm generous.
Yeah, no, he's doing a good job cutting up field, holding on to the football. Want to avoid turnovers here, just keep the clock running. Probably punt it back to Oregon City here in a bit.
And Lake Oswego is just looking to run the clock down. They're hoping to get out of here. They want to get home and celebrate the league title as soon as possible. Ramey with Daniel Dennis in the backfield by himself. Ramey under center. Ramey takes snap, drops, looks, and throws it behind Tyler Coleman. He had him open in the slant route, but threw it behind him.
Yeah, Tyler was open there in the slant. Harrison just threw it a little bit behind him. Coleman had a chance to make a play on it, couldn't quite come up with it. Lakers will punt the ball back.
And Jack Anderson back there to punt. Jack gets a good punt this time. And the ball will take a Lake Oswego bounce. No fair catch called. The runner's going to be tripped down before Brendan Malagamba was able to lay the boom on him. But there is a couple flags near the 35. See what the call is here.
That was a much better punt by Jack Anderson there. I got on him a little bit on his last punt. That was a good adjustment by him. Well done on that punt.
And one of the keys tonight has been this special teams. They've done great jobs, especially forcing a couple turnovers on the special teams. And that's a big thanks to the special teams coach, Ryan Shepard. Seems to be doing a great job getting his guys ready. And if you look over at the sideline before the games, you see that special teams unit pumped and ready. And he's an energy type guy. Gets them going.
Absolutely. Great guy to be around. Also in charge of the weightlifting program at LO. Really great guy. Does a really great job with the special teams here at LO.
And there is a flag. It is on Oregon City, so that's going to push the ball back to the 36-yard line of Oregon City, and we got just under 8 minutes left in this game. And just like most league games all year, they haven't been close. Lake Oswego jumps on all their teams early and don't give them any breathing room.
Yeah, you're getting to see some young guys get in there. You got Rawls Johnson at safety and AJ Van Loon as well over the top for the Lakers.
Hand off to the right side and tackle by number 21, Brennan Malagamba. And Brennan Malagamba, for those who don't know, used to play football, was a really great football player in his youth, took a couple years off, decided to come back out for the team this year. But if you do remember him, you also probably remember him on that Little League World Series team hitting, was it 2 or 3, Mitchell, in that West Coast Finals?
It was 2 in the Northwest Regional Championship game. Boy, was that a magical night, beating Kent Washington. Still not sure how he's able to see the ball.
And there's a screen pass to the right side. He's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. But Brendan Malagamba in that Northwest Regional was facing one of the most hardest throwing right-handers I've ever seen in Little League Baseball, who was throwing 81 that night. And 81 is almost as fast as major league pitchers. And he was gunning it, and Malagamba was jumping on him and had 2 home runs that really led Lake Oswego's Little League team and moved them on to Pennsylvania for the Little League World Series.
Yeah, I'm a senior in high school now, and I'm not sure I can throw 80 miles an hour, and he was doing that when he was 13 years old, so that was pretty unreal.
Handoff up the middle. Got some good blocking. The tackles made by 28 Duncan Campbell. But Mitchell, you know, you were a part of that Little League World Series team.
I was. It was a really great experience for all of us. Many of the football players actually that are playing in this game were actually on that. Michael Wise, Mitch Lomax was on that. Duncan Campbell,
Harrison Ramey.
Yeah, we had great times together. It was one of the best experiences of my life.
And that's, if you haven't noticed, folks, that's what makes this class so athletic. They're doing it in football. They went to the Little League World Series in baseball. They got the Gatorade Player of the Year in Calvin Hermanson in basketball. They just got it all going for them. And I don't know if you knew, but Lake Oswego's got a pretty good golf team.
That's a fun fact for you. I did not know that.
Ben Torkelson gets some good penetration, and Chad Walker on the right side. He's been making great tackles there.
I tell you what, Chad is a corner that really loves to come up and make plays in the backfield. Most corners you see, they like to sit back and kind of wait for the receiver to come to them once they've made the catch and then make the tackle and sort of fall backwards. Chad's not like that. He goes forward through. He likes to hit people, come up and try and make big plays in the backfield, and that's what separates him from the rest of the corners.
And Oregon City's going to punt. Oh, they're going to fake punt pass. Throws it to the sideline, and they got a player down the sideline who's going to make him miss. And that's a touchdown, Oregon City. I don't think anyone on the field was ready for that. And they ran a fake punt pass. Lots of trickery here in Oregon City. And they're able to convert it into a score of 5:20 left. Oregon City trying to make this a ball game, but I think it might be a little too late.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one, Corey. But it was Kenny Oyama the guy who was out here out wide to the right, nobody saw him, nobody was covering him. Kenny Oyama ran out late trying to get onto him. They snapped the ball before we were ready. Got the ball down to him downfield, caught the ball, made a man miss, ended up in the end zone.
The kick is up, and it is good. It's 46-14. Lakers up 32. And as you were saying about Chad Walker, he reminds me a lot of a Darrell Revis. You know, just locks down over there, makes plays, or because of his tackling, I would also say he's like a miniature Champ Bailey.
Absolutely. I mean, just his physicality and his ability to come up, make plays in the backfield, and when he reads toss and help and come up and keep containment. I mean, most corners, if it's not a pass, they'd prefer to not be in the play tackling because they're smaller. Chad's not like that. He's willing to come up. He will hit anything that moves.
We love you, Chad. And Lake Oswego, as I said, is looking to get out of here. For you fans at home, I know it's tough to watch, and most of you might have turned off your computer screens, but if you're looking to see the young guys play, this is when you're going to watch the future. You get to see some freshmen, sophomores, some juniors in the game right now, but this is when they're going to get lots of playing time. And another TRL update, Clackamas trying to make it a game. Clackamas only down 14 now, 35-21 Canby, and that game is being played at Clackamas High School. The kick is deep. Young Kim gets drilled at the 20-yard line. That was a big hit. He's going to feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, he is. He got squared up right there. Good hit by the Oregon City player. Got low, right in the chest, drove him backwards. Nice job on the coverage.
I can feel that one up in the booth, Mitchell. Whew. Shivers.
Yeah, here with 5:18 to go, you'd like to see the LO offense pick up a couple of first downs and run the clock out.
And now you're going to see the junior, Harrison Reese, in at quarterback, I formation, full back to the right. And the defensive line jumps outside. Harrison Reese didn't even use a hard count there.
Yeah.
That's a veteran move by the junior.
Yeah, that's what you like to see out of the young guys. You learn something new every day. Clearly, he just has a talent for drawing people off sides.
Harrison Reese under center. Reese going to take the snap. Hands off to Dennis. Dennis is going to get met at the line. Maybe get a 1-yard gain for Dennis.
Yeah, he's a good runner. He runs hard. He needs to learn to hit the hole a little bit better, and he'll learn that in time. But overall, right now, you like what you see if you're the Lake Oswego football program. You've got some good cream of the crop coming up, and the future looks bright.
Reese under center, motions Kim. Kim gets a reverse. Kim's got the edge, and Kim, let's see if he can get it, but he's going to get met at about the 50-yard line. But great speed, and he gets to the edge and almost took it all the way.
You know, we saw him run that play last week, just a fly sweep to utilize Young Kim's speed. Really has a lot of speed coming off the edge. If he can get that corner like he did there, he can turn on the jets and as fast as anyone there is in a foot race.
We'd like to thank a couple special Laker broadcast viewers, Connor Aldridge, the man of the school, and King Jake. Jake, my man. Jake Mason. We love you, man. Reese fakes the reverse this time to Kim. Dennis is going to get a good gain of about 6. Make that 5, and that's going to be a 2nd and 5 for the Lakers as they're inside Oregon City territory.
See, that's the nice thing right there. Once you use that coming in motion with the fly sweep, is then you can use it as a decoy and to freeze the defensive end, help give the running back a little bit of an edge on the defense.
Harrison Reese in at quarterback. Harrison Reese missed a couple games due to a concussion, but he came back last week, played in the fourth quarter versus Lake Ridge, and here he is again in the fourth quarter versus Oregon City. Reese takes a snap, hands off, hands it off, and they're not going to get much.
Yeah, and that'll bring up third down and about, probably call it 4 here, Corey. With 3:10 to go in the football game, you'd like to see the Lakers pick up one more first down and run out the clock.
And that's number 32, Gus Tolleson, on the run for about a yard, and that's going to be make this a 3rd and 4 for the Lakers as the clock ticks down towards 2:50 here in Oregon City. 2 receivers to the left. Reese under center. Reese takes a snap. Hands off to the fullback, Colby Pello, and Colby Pello gets a good gain of about 10 yards, and that's another Lake Oswego first down.
Yeah, there's that first down you wanted to pick up. They should be able to run out the clock right now, get out of here with the victory, go celebrate another Three Rivers League championship.
We thank you for your kind words, Jake. You're welcome for the shout out. And Reese is taking his time because he's trying to he's trying to run the least amount of plays possible because he doesn't want to risk any injuries here. And that's going to be a 2-yard gain to the left side, run by Daniel Dennis. And the clock's just under 2 minutes. For you Lake Oswego fans, you're about to see Lake Oswego repeat the league title. It seems to be a tradition here at Lake Oswego. The league title has stayed at Lake Oswego High School for the last couple of years. I'd go out on a limb, say good maybe 5 years? 5 years now. 5 years straight winning. This is going to be the 6th year for Lake Oswego's. They've owned the league title 6 years straight, and that's just something you don't usually do.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to have that much consistency coming through your program.
And I think it really shows the coaching you have in Lake Oswego. And Coach Corey, I'm not going to say he doesn't have talent, but he's always seemed to put out a great football team. He has a couple key players, but he makes the team play as a team. And I think this might be the last snap of the game as Gus Tolleson takes it up to about the 26-yard line. And the clock's at about 20 seconds. I don't think they're going to have to run another play, and no, they are not. They're going to go over and start shaking hands.
And that is the end of the football game, folks. Final score, Lake Oswego 46, the Oregon City Pioneers 14. Thanks for tuning in. This is Mitchell McLaughlin and Corey Coombe
on the broadcast. Thank you.